Episode 3. Shooting the project. Well, I mean the fun part, making the film. So basically, you can't control the weather as much as you try, unless you're storm from X-Men or something. But it was raining on the day, which is okay. It worked out because it's overcast and it's grey, and the first one was a bit like that as well. I just remember it being cold. But yeah, you can't control the weather. So all you can really control is the people, the movements, the location, that sort of thing. So try to have your shots planned out before you get there. As I showed you in the previous version, we wrote that all out in the script already. So by the time we get to go there, we know exactly where we want to put the stand in our case. Ideally, I'd like to have a camera person or somebody like that. But at least this way you can get away with just two people, for example, walking through a forest and you just got a camera and you're just taking photos. I mean, that's the plan for the feature. We'll see how it works. But yeah, with the short film, we just used a stand to put the cell phone on, and then we just moved it around as per the script. Okay, setup. Setup is pretty much as I wrote in the script. If it's going to be a wide, I try to do all the wides at the same time. I try to do all the close-ups all at the same time. So I know it might be out of sequence a little bit. So what I find it's easier is just to tick the script as you go along to make sure you don't miss any shots. This way it all comes together like a puzzle when you do the post-production part, when you do the editing and put the puzzle of different clips together to make the moving picture story, which is what you're doing. Just bear in mind that this can sometimes take some time, especially in our case. You'll see all the goofs in the previous films and stuff like that of not moving the camera bag or the props out the way in time and they're still in the back, but that's the only shots that you've taken when you've got back home. You can spend ages sort of just trying to scrub it out with CG and stuff, but we don't have that sort of budget all the time. So try to get it right the first time and then you'll be blocking. So the blocking section is more about, just like in theatre and stuff, you sort of rehearse where people are going to stand and at what points and where the camera or the audience is going to be looking at any given point. So with us, we always have to stand in a certain direction because when you're doing the choreography and the action scenes, obviously it's layered. So obviously I'm not going to punch my cast member for real because that's how you run out of cast members. And plus he gets a turn to punch back, so what do you think he's going to do? But yeah, basically if I'm closer to the camera and he's far away, it's going to look like I hit him. So obviously we make sure where we are performing in relation to the camera, because you don't want to look at too fake as well. There are some shots I've had to use, even though I was miles away, because it's the only shot I had and I still wanted to tell a story. I could try to skip the scene entirely, but then it just isn't coherent. So sometimes I've had to leave those in, and you'll notice that from some earlier films that I hope I've learned from. Cuts are normally there to keep the scene interesting for viewers. Change of scenery, change of perception of the character who's talking through. Some people call this coverage, so shooting lots of different angles and lots of different takes and then trying to piece it together in post. Other people like to do nice one-ers or a one take. It makes it a lot easier to cut it later in editing, but it also means there's nowhere to hide either. So you sort of do it sparingly, and that's why everybody worships people who do one-ers successfully, because they're pretty cool. My favorite one-er is it a 6 minute or the whole film reel in The Protector with Tony Jaa. That's a good one to go and revisit, but yeah, the 70s films are pretty good at doing it, so hoping to have less cuts, because it means less setup times and faster shooting, but at the same time story is king, so that's what we want to focus on for this story. Okay, well, that's nice. And then on my come down, I'll roll this way. Yeah. Something like
Go. Yeah. You like it? Go for it.